Positive schooling. The component of positive schooling is an approach to education that consists of a foundation of care, trust and respect for diversity, where teachers develop tailored goals for each student to engender learning and work with him to develop the plan and motivation to reach their goals. There are some educators who have given the weight for this approach, and these philosophers are Spencer, Franklin, etc. Binet is considered to be the father of mental age. But he also emphasized enhancement of students' skills, rather than paying attention to remediation of illnesses. In the same way, Terman spent his whole career exploring the thinking of true brilliant learners. Most of the psychologist tries to see the talent of individuals rather than focusing on their weaknesses. The person all the time explores the major component of positive schooling. The positive schooling starts the foundation, which includes the importance of care, trust and diversity. Then first and second floor of positive schooling includes teaching goals, planning and motivation of the students. The third floor includes the hope, and the roof contributes the societal contribution. All this gives empowerment to the man. The most important aspect in caring is how much you give time to yourself. Diversity. One of the most important aspects of positive psychology foundation for schooling involves the importance of diversity of students' backgrounds and opinions in the classrooms. This starts by encouraging students to become sensitive to the ideas of people other than those from their own racial, ethnic or age cohort. This can be accomplished by revealing to students that they have much in common with those who are different from them. At the same time, it is important to emphasize that differences between individual and group are not necessarily problematic. There is room for more than one viewpoint. Along these bases, it is crucial to make certain that the view of all the different constituencies in a class are given voices in the classroom. Ethnocultural empathy, or the ability to feel for the groups outside our own cultural background, is able to establish through close contact with others who are different from oneself. Teachers who encourage students to be inclusive in their social circle may effectively broaden the cultural experiences of all their students. In addition, make sure to give voice to the groups from all backgrounds. The positive psychology premise is to foster we-me view, a useful visual means of helping students to think beyond their own viewpoint and consider the mirror-like views to others. So on diversity, we may emphasize how crucial it is to have compensatory programs aimed at students who may have difficulty in learning. Very often the unfortunate attitude prevails that gifted students already have such tremendous advantages that we should leave them alone. Goals. The component of goal is an important segment of positive schooling. Exploring the responses of students from kindergarten to college, Carol Dweck has put together an impressive program of research showing that goals provides a means of targeting students' learning efforts. Such goals are especially helpful if agreed upon by the teacher and the student. Perhaps the most conducive targets are the stretch goals, in which the student seems a slightly more difficult learning goals than attended previously. It is important for the students to feel some sense of input in regard to their teacher's conduct of classes. The instructor sets the classroom goals, but in doing so they were wise to consider the reactions of their previous students. The success of classroom goals involves making the material relevant to students' real-life experiences whenever possible. In turn, tailoring to students' experiences makes it more likely that students will become more involved in the learned material. So make the goal understandable and concrete, as well as to take larger learning goals and divide it into smaller goals that can be tackled in stages. Goal setting is facilitated when the teacher allows parts of students' grade to be determined by group activities in which cooperation with other students is essential. Plans. How much attention we pay for our own self is also important to making plans. Planning and motivation are dependent on each other. Motivation starts from the teacher. In motivation, the reliability and validity of our own self is very important. Motivation comes from the bonding. Bonding may or may not be equal with everyone. The motivational level can be increased by the more we take the risk, because taking risks will innovate new concepts. Societal contribution. Society means under the vicinity in which we are living. It only does not mean immediate surrounding. How much we share our insight, how effectively we observe, We accept the result we expect and what we get. Appreciation for diversity is important. The diversity comes in our thought and new ideas can be generated. When all these in oneself, then he or she becomes a teacher himself, herself.